Wait here. Lord Commander.
Well?
The king is not in his tent.
Not in his tent?
No, sir.
Well, it must be somewhere. Have you searched the camp?
Yes, sir. I brought the aid you assigned to him. I think the man knows something. That is the man, sir.
You were assigned to attend the king?
Yes, sir.
Where did he go?
Sir, I cannot tell you.
As your commander, I order you to tell me.
The king pledged me to silence.
Where is he?
He went with a scouting party.
Scouting party? What scouting party?
Every night, so we send out small patrols to test the walls of the city.
And tonight?
Tonight, the waterway under the north wall. A patrol of 20 men under Captain Uriah.
You let him go?
I could not stop him, sir. We had finished the dispatches. The king stood in the mouth of the tent as the patrol went by. He looked after them, and suddenly he took up a sword and followed them.
Take 100 of your best men and go after them.
Sir.
To arms, men!
King.
Iron 100! To arms!
King of all Israel, out there in the darkness exposing himself to the enemy. Crawling on his belly like a common soldier. Commander of the army, my order.
Yes, I know. We'll speak of it later. Come in, Your I apologize for delaying your supper. Sit down, Uriah.
Pour us some wine. Sit down. Sire. You're wounded. Let me call the physician.
No, let it alone. It's a long time since I've shed any blood. It's good to have proof that it still runs in my veins. Sit down, George. We must decide on our strategy. Forever is well defended. Unfortunately, there are no Joshuas among us to command the walls to fall down. What would you do, Uriah?
I can speak for the men, sir. Every man in the army would be glad to die for David.
1,000 dead, perhaps 2. 1,000 vineyards and flocks left untended. 1,000 women wailing on my doorstep. You have a wife, Uriah?
Yes, sir.
She will come to my door in tears.
If I am unlucky.
No, it is a certainty. In wartime, the best are always the first to die.
Then her tears will be tears of pride.
You are too young to know much of women and too brave, whereas I am a coward.
A coward, sir. My men go into battle singing an old song. Saul has slain his thousands, and David his 10,000s.
That was years ago, when I was captain of 100 like yourself. I was not the king. You will serve me better if you live, Uriah. Come, George. Remain seated. Continue with your meal. I will return to Jerusalem in the morning.
O King of Judah and Israel, live forever. The Pharaoh of Egypt sends greetings to his beloved cousin. The Pharaoh bids me prostrate myself before the great king and to present this humble token of Egypt's regard.
The king of Israel warms himself in the sun of the Pharaoh's regard. My beloved cousin, the Pharaoh, probably hopes that I will cut my throat with this.
Nathan, the prophet of God.
God walk with David.
It is his custom to walk with Nathan.
God looks with favor on your plan to bring the Ark of the Covenant into Jerusalem.
Excellent.
But as to your intention of building a temple to receive the Ark, he has commanded me to say this to you. Thus speaks the Lord. Should my servant David build me a house to dwell in? For I have not dwelt in a house since the day I brought the Israelites up out of Egypt, even to this day, but ever lived in a tent. Have I ever, in all these years, demanded that a temple be built for me? Now, therefore, I say to David, I took you from the pasture, from guarding your sheep, to make you shepherd over my people, even over all Israel.
Yes, I understand. God sees no need of a temple. Is that it?
That is his word.
Very well, I leave such decisions to you.
To God, sire.
Whatever you like. You may take full charge of the arrangements to bring the Ark here from Baal, Judah.
My father, will you hear my petition?
Amnon, my son, you need not beg for an audience.
You promised me, as the heir to Israel, all the vineyards north of the Mount of Olives as far as the borders of Ephraim. Yet you have given the large vineyard on the Gibeon Road to Absalom.
Did I?
Only last month you said it was mine, yet Amnon claims it.
I demand only justice.
And what does Absalom demand?
Justice, too.
Then no matter how I decide, I am unjust. The vineyard belongs to Amnon.
Thank you, my father.
Come with me. Let's try to understand my problem. Amnon is the heir. He's been anointed. If it became known that I favored you, it would weaken him in the eyes of the people. We both know that he needs all the strength that we can give him.
We both know he is not fit to be heir.
That I cannot help.
You could anoint me in his place.
Even if I wanted to, I am bound by the law. With our people, the law is everything. It is in their bones. It's only one vineyard, Absalom. I'll give you your choice of my own holdings.
I want only what is mine.
Here, take this. It is worth 20 vineyards. Did not expect to see you here.
Does my presence displease the king?
Of course not. You're always welcome.
If the sight of me is so welcome, why haven't you come to my chamber since your return?
I had much on my mind.
Yet you found time to greet your other wives. I was the first. And now I'm the last.
If you had been with the others, I would have greeted you too. You remain aloof by your own choice.
There was a time when you thought well of my aloofness.
I make no objection to it now. Do as you please.
How graciously. You give your royal approval.
Your sarcasm is wasted. We both know that royalty is a fraud.
It was no fraud when my father was king.
I've never denied that Saul was every inch a king.
And his successor, every inch a fraud.
I will not argue with that either.
Do you think that hanging his spear on your wall will make you royal?
Michael, please. I have messages to read.
Oh, I understand. I am dismissed. The shepherd's son is dismissing the daughter of Saul. I am to go and sit with the concubines.
They are my wives. And you are my wife. Is that not enough?
Why did you marry me, David? Why?
Because I loved you.
You lie. You have never loved anyone but yourself. David, meaning beloved. David, the beloved of David.
Whatever you say.
My love was wasted. You had no need of it.
Is your memory so short? I had great need of it once. I begged you on my knees, but you deserted me. You refused to follow me into exile. You even dishonored your vows and let your father marry you to another.
Against my will.
You can say so. I cannot help thinking that real love would have fathered a stronger will.
Then why did you take me back?
You might have guessed. Without Saul's daughter at my side, the northern tribes would not have acknowledged me as king. By taking you back, I made Israel one. Michael, we're past the days of our passion. Love or hatred or anguish, even cruelty. Why should we torture ourselves? We have to go on living, Michael. Have a try. There's a house. Over there. Under that big terebinth tree. You know it?
Yes, sir. The house of Uriah the Hittite.
Uriah the Hittite.
You He's a captain with the army.
Yes, I know him. Does he by any chance have a sister?
Yes, sir. He has a wife, a Hebrew woman of Benjamin called Bathsheba.
Bathsheba. During my visit to the army, this Uriah's gallantry was called to my attention. It's been in my mind to reward him. Perhaps in his absence, his wife could accept the reward.
I'll send for the woman in the morning, sir.
No, send for her now. She shall dine with me tonight.
Yes, sir.
You're not eating.
I dined earlier, sire. It is my custom when I am alone.
As a soldier's wife, you have good reason to hate the king who keeps your husband from your side.
The king does what he must. His needs are the kingdom's.
Not all of them. His wine is Phoenician. I find it mellower than ours. It has the blandness of the sea air. Have you ever visited the coast?
No, sire.
I lived for several years among the Philistines. The cold people like their sea. We Hebrews are of the desert. We breathe its wind and our blood runs hot with it. Our emotions are fierce like the desert wind. We worship our God fiercely. We love fiercely. We feel sorrow fiercely. Even the lesser sorrows like the absence of a loved one. Has Uriah been away for long?
We have been married 7 months. Of this time, we've been together 6 days.
A poor return on the hopes of your betrothal. You are generous indeed not to hate me.
I had no hopes, sire. I first saw Uriah on our wedding day when my father brought me to his house.
Then 6 days is the sum total of your love.
Of our marriage. Yes, sire.
One of the vanities of kings is that they think virtue can be rewarded with a bauble. Our God must laugh at the spectacle of unvirtuous kings, hanging bits of rock and metal on virtuous men. There, the Pharaoh has certain rights he can command, but even if I had the right, I've never used my power to take anything by force. All that I have ever had has been given to me. Freely, without restraint. Even Israel, I refused the throne until every elder of every tribe had come to me and begged me to take it. It's been a kind of pride. My pride. Never to force myself on anyone. So I said nothing to you until you told me that there is no love in your marriage. Yes, you told me that. And so did Uriah. His dream of glory is his wife in tears. You'd better go. Oh, no, keep that. It's only a stone, but you lend it beauty. Uriah is a fool. When I looked on you from my terrace tonight, I knew that every future moment spent away from you would be a moment lost. Yet he's found only 6 days for you in 7 months. The perfume of his beloved is the stink of war. Does he think that a man was made only for the agony of battle? Does he call that manhood? Does he know blood, no heart? Now go. Be thankful that I am not Pharaoh. At least I can console myself with the thought that your modesty matches your beauty.
Perhaps you would prefer truth to modesty, sire. Before you went away, I used to watch you every evening as you walked on your terrace. Always at the same hour. Always alone. Today I heard you had returned.
Then you knew that
That you would be on your terrace tonight. Yes. I had heard that never had the king found a woman to please him. I dared to hope that I might be that woman.
Why are you telling me this now? Why not before?
Because first, I had to know what was in your heart. If the law of Moses is to be broken, David, let us break it in full understanding of what we want from each other. If I were free.
A king is not supposed to need anything.
Only a fool would suppose that.
Well then. Friendship. I had a friend once, but I destroyed him. The others who call themselves friends, I never see their eyes, only the tops of their heads as they bow to me. Their hands are extended to me, but palms upwards for favors. Even my own sons. Will I see your eyes, Bathsheba?
You will see them. And my hand will be in yours. That much is easy, David.
I'm only a man, Bathsheba. I need someone to understand that. I need the kind of understanding that only one human being can give to another. I need someone to share my heart.
The man I watched from my window was not the king, but a man whose heart is well worth the sharing.
It's been a dry year. The shepherds had driven early to the wells. Once when I was a boy, we had a year when even the wells went dry. By midsummer, we were slaughtering sheep, saving only the ewe lambs. That was the year that I fought the wolves.
Tell me.
Well, they'd been made desperate by hunger. I fought them for 8 hours with my slingshot. In the morning, 6 of them lay dead.
And you were only a boy.
Well, I was quite a hand with a sling. Here, I'll show you. May I try your sling? Now, that tree. Watch. Very well, if you think that you can do better. Well, I lack practice.
David, did you really kill Goliath?
After seeing me with that sling, how could you doubt me?
Was he truly as big as they say?
Well, I will admit that he grows a little bit bigger every year.
new life.
Oh, there's his mother. She's caught in the brambles. I'll give you some help.
Thank you, sir.
Now, let's clear those hind feet. No, use both hands.
Soldier, sir. Fought for the king.
David?
Not him, sir. For the king. King Saul. It was in his last battle. There, at the Mount of Gilboa. It's peaceful now. Good grazing for the flocks, though we lack rain this year. But that day it rained blood.
Yes.
I saw the king die. Saw him fall on his sword when he knew the battle was lost.
Tell me, did you also see the king's son die? Jonathan.
Yes, sir, I did. You see that rock that juts out from the face of the mountain? The big one, with a sun on it. Prince Jonathan stood there with a loyal friend on each side of him. He fought there the livelong day. His friends went down, but still he fought against tens, then against hundreds. They overwhelmed him. Those Philistines and their brass and heathenish helmets. It was a black day for Israel. The king gone, Jonathan gone. None worthy to take their place.
Yet Israel found a king in David.
Saul was king. Jonathan should be king today.
Here.
Thank you, sir. Thank you kindly.
David.
Come. It's getting late. mighty fallen. In the midst of the battle. Oh, Jonathan. Thou wast slain in thine high places. I am distressed for thee, my brother, Jonathan. Very pleasant hast thou been unto me. Thy love to me was wonderful, passing the love of women. Now are the mighty fallen, and the weapons of war perished.
Greetings, Abishai.
I received your message. Am I in time?
Yes, sir. Even now, the caravan approaches Jerusalem.
Look, Bathsheba. The Ark of the Covenant. The shrine that has traveled with our people through all their wanderings. I'm bringing it here to its proper home. Get in, Abishai. I'll go down to meet Nathan. You'll take Bathsheba to her house.
I beg
Mercy, I beg you.
For you to cast the first stone.
Adulteress, sire. She betrayed her husband in the arms of another. She was judged and condemned under the law.
Go. Take her home.
Sire.
Nathan? God's design is a strange one, Nathan. Consider how this box of wood has outlived the flesh that made it, and preserved it and venerated it. A pity that it is mute and blind and cannot tell us of our ancient dead. Of Moses on the mountaintop, of Miriam and Aaron, of Joshua at the walls of Jericho.
No, sir! Do not tempt the thunderbolts of the Lord. His dwelling is not to be profaned by unconsecrated hands. To touch it is to die.
As you say, Nathan. Dead.
Let all take heed and bear witness to what they have seen, that the people may know the will of God. Time is not right for the entrance into the city. Unhitch the oxen. Let a tabernacle be erected on this spot. Let the ark remain here outside the walls until God has signified the appeasement of his wrath.
David.
Bathsheba. You shouldn't have come here.
I had no choice. My news would not wait. David, I bring you trouble. Our secret is no longer a secret.
Who has learned it?
No one yet. But soon all will know who have eyes to see. I'm sure now of what I have feared this past week. I am with child. I am not your wife.
You are my only wife. Please, beloved, do not be afraid.
I am not afraid. Soon enough, we must all go down to Sheol. My tears are for our child who will never see the light.
Bathsheba, listen to me. You will not die.
The law says that I must.
They would not dare. I am the king.
The Israelites have had kings for less than 50 years. They've had the law of Moses for hundreds.
Then I will give them their kingdom. You and I will flee into Egypt.
No, David. Your life is marked out on a certain course. Even you cannot change it. It is God's design.
There's another answer. Uriah is a soldier. Soldiers die every day in battle, and not always by enemy hands.
No, David. Even our love could not bear the burden of such a crime.
The crime lies in the chance that I was born a Hebrew. In any other nation on earth, Uriah's life would be forfeit.
It would be no less a crime.
If I sent for him, told him everything.
We both know what he would say.
Yes, honor is everything, charity nothing. For the sake of honor, blood must flow, lives must be ruined, humanity denied. I can see Uriah now, hurrying to the gate, eager to be the first to cast a stone.
Sire.
What is it, Abishai?
The orders for Joab, sire.
Yes. Do not send it now. I may want to add to the message.
Yes, sir.
There's another way. Perhaps it will solve nothing. But at least it will gain us time. If Uriah can be made to believe that the child is his.
But he has been away almost a year.
I will send for him to report on the campaign. He'll be here in Jerusalem one night. Perhaps two.
You called me your wife.
The law calls you his.
That is not worthy of you, David.
It tears my heart to suggest such a thing. But it is your life, beloved. Your life.
It is shameful what you ask.
There is no shame too great. No act so vile that I would not commit it. It would save my love. It is late and our guest must be weary from the road. Come here. So now, my son, it is many days since we've seen you at the palace.
I've been in Judah, sire, tending to my vines.
And do you expect a good yield from your vines?
I have no reason to be dissatisfied, sire.
In such a bad year. You're to be congratulated. I should like a word with you in private, Uriah.
I'm at my king's service.
I will not keep you long. You must be eager to go home. To your wife. You say the attack is planned for the day after tomorrow.
Yes, sire.
Joab is confident that it will meet with success.
He promises you rubber within a week, sire. With your permission, sire, I plan to return to camp early tomorrow so that I may lead my 100 into the battle.
As you wish. Abishai will have dispatches for you to carry. But if you desire to remain in Jerusalem longer...
My only desire is to serve my king.
I might believe that. But you have a wife.
My wife is nothing, sire, beside my duty.
Sit down, Uriah. They say she's very beautiful.
As women go.
A woman does not always share her husband's devotion to duty. Have you ever tried to think of things from her point of view?
No, sir.
But supposing her wishes and yours come into conflict?
A woman's wishes cannot conflict with her husband, sir. That is the law.
The law? The law can only control what we do, not what we think. What does your wife think, Uriah?
I do not know, sir.
Is it possible that you believe that she does not think or feel? A woman is flesh and blood, Uriah, like us. Perhaps even more so, because we give her so little to think of but matters of the flesh. In all our history, only a handful of women have been permitted to write their names beside the men. Miriam, Deborah, Jael, perhaps one or two more. A woman's occupation is her husband. And her life is her love. But if her husband rejects her love, if he puts another love before it, if he denies her the only meaning that her life can have, is it not understandable if she seeks a meaning for it elsewhere?
With another man?
Yes.
If she does, she breaks the law.
But if her husband feels pity for her, under the law, he is the one who must condemn her.
Then it is doubly his duty to be sure that the law is obeyed.
Would you condemn your own wife, Uriah?
Bathsheba? But that is not possible.
But if it were possible?
I would not hesitate to do my duty, sir.
You would force her to suffer the most horrible of deaths. Let the mob drive her like a dog through the streets to the city gates. Watch the cruel stones strike her flesh.
Yes, sir. If she had broken the law.
I've kept you too long from your bed. You may go.
Sire, will you grant me a boon?
What is your wish?
When Abishai prepares the dispatches, let him say this to Joab in your name. Set Uriah in the forefront of the hottest battle, that he may serve as king to the utmost of his ability.
I will consider it, Uriah.
My thanks, sire.
You are up late, David.
So are you.
I thought I might be of comfort to my husband. It's a terrible thing to know that you're beloved.